Good evening, Spurs fans. Game three of the NBA Summer League. We lost the game, but I'm not really bothered by wins and losses in the Summer League. I'm more focused on the guys who has the potential to be on our roster this year. So I really don't want to, like I said in the last video, I really don't want to talk about the team play because I know it's the first time these guys playing together. So I don't expect like a full, well-oiled machine. But it's a lot of things that is inexcusable on offense. I see that when it's our pick and rolls get defended well, the players start to be like a little frantic. They don't know what to do. The ball sticks and it just turned to chaos. So that's something that I don't know if that could come from coaching. But then again, this is the first time these guys playing together. But it's inexcusable that okay, if this pick and roll doesn't work, it should be well drilled to okay, we're gonna set up another play. But they get frantic. It's like they don't even know what to do with the basketball after that. So that's something that I noticed a lot this whole summer league. And when you play like that, yeah, when the ball goes in the basket, but throughout an entire game, having an offense that's stagnant and you might get your shots off, but throughout a totality of the game, it's going to come back and bite you in the behind. And so if you go rewatch these games, yeah, we played good in the first halves, but then we start to crumble during the second halves. And the reason why we crumble during the second half is because when you play like that, you expending more energy, so probably getting a little bit leggy. Your shots don't go in. Now you got to play harder on defense, which I would get to. The defense is poor. The the transition defense is horrible. It's just they can go coast to coast and nobody even stops the basketball. They easily get into the lane. We can't stop penetration to save our lives. It's the team defense need work, just like the team offense need work. I'm like I said in the last video, I'm not really going to get into it because I know it's the first time they playing together. But some things is inexcusable. Not being able to stay in front of your man is inexcusable. You know, it's a lot of things that's cleaning up the glass. We'll get a stop, and we not cleaning up on the glass. We not finishing the defensive stance. That's inexcusable. You know that you don't have to play with your teammates for a long time to understand to get a damn rebound. Excuse my language, but that's what I see. That's inexcusable. Um, Also, on offense, taking care of the ball, turned the ball over way too much, way too many times. We turned the ball over. Poor offensive play, and that comes from the frantic. Once the first play don't work, we become frantic. We don't know what to do. We dribble into traffic, and it becomes chaos, like I said. And you can't turn the ball over in this league, or you're going to pay for it. So, but to point out the players that kind of I was keying in on. Now, Primo wasn't playing today because it's over at like injury protocol. They didn't really say what was the issue. I wish they would have been more open with what's going on. Is it preventative to be like, okay, he's already on a team. He played with us last year. He really don't need to play all these back-to-back games. I mean, he don't really need to play a back-to-back game, and so they wanted to rest him. You know how San Antonio does it. So they really didn't expound on why he had to sit out this game. Now, so I keyed in on Malachi Branham as I've been doing for all these games, all the our draftees I've been keying on, but he hasn't. I wanted him to be aggressive. My thing with him this summer league, he wasn't looking for a shot. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't assertive, and coming into the league, they say he was a three-way. He was a three-level scorer. He can score at the basket, mid-range, and a three. So I didn't. I mean, you see flashes of it in the previous two games. You've seen flashes of it, but you ain't see enough of it because he was being passive, too unselfish. And with Primo out, I got exactly what I was asking for. Now, did he shoot the ball particularly well? No, I believe he went 8 for 18, 44%. He needed to be more consistent with his jump shot. Um, but I like that he got 18 shots up because his previous game against Golden State Warriors, he only shot the ball 6 times. I believe he probably shot the ball more today than he did in his previous 2 games. I can't remember how many shots he had against the Cavaliers, but I'm gonna go check that out right now. I'm gonna go check that out right now. Let's see. He had well no, he had 15 shots this game. I mean against the Cavaliers for 40%. But those shots was it wasn't he still wasn't comfortable. I didn't see a lot of comfort in his game that first game. Go back to my first video, I mentioned that he looked comfortable. But this is the Malachi Branham that I want to see. I want to see a more aggressive Malachi because he's a 3 level scorer, as they said. He's 19. I'm not going to be too hard on these kids. They 19 years old. They just come into the league. Of course, they want to develop, but the difference between him and Wesley is going for his. Wesley is playing. Wesley is playing more like the scorer, and people coming into the league, people aren't looking at Wesley as this person that can that's the scorer. And as we see, that his shots hasn't been falling, but he's assertive. He's playing like a scorer. Like I'm going to get my shots. And Malachi Branham came in as they say he's a 3 level scorer, and he's being more gun shy, it seems. But so it's good to see him getting 18 shots up because he only shot the ball 6 times against the Golden State Warriors. So a more aggressive Malachi is what I like to see. Also, he's one of the players that let people just go past him. I think he needs to be quicker on the defensive end, moving his feet laterally, staying in front of his man. I think he needs to improve defensively for sure. People get past him way too easily. But I still liked what I seen from Malachi today. Um, Days, another solid game from Days. I want to say he shot 50% from the floor, 42% from three, 11 rebounds for 13 points. Solid all around game. I really think he can make a roster spot for this team. Maybe not the first team, but I can see him getting some call ups. If I can see him getting some call ups for sure. He plays hard. He hustles. I like Days a lot. I really do like Days. We're going to get into Dominic Barlow. Uh, Dominic Barlow. He's still like we all know. He's a raw player, very raw. He can be a problem for bigs. I noticed this game he did a lot of off the dribble. He did it some last game as well, but off the dribble he's kind of quick. So he might be a problem for big men off the dribble because his dribble penetration is pretty good, and so I like to see more of that of him. If he develops more, he's definitely going to be a solid player that can be a threat on the offensive end for a lot of big men because his off the dribble penetration is pretty good for his size. So I like that. I like to see that. He make good runs on transition. He runs the floor really well to beat the other big man down the floor. So he has. I'm starting to get a little excited about Barlow. The more I see him play, he's only 19. I think if he develops well, he can be a solid big for us in the future. Do I see an all star? No, I don't see an all star. But who knows? He could develop and go well beyond his potential. So I'm not gonna say he'll never be an all star, but all I know is if he can be a solid player if he continues to develop well. So Blake Wesley had another shooting nightmare, but just like I said, for yesterday's game, it's not about him missing the shots. It's more about shot selection. And last video I said he's oozing with confidence, so I'm not really going to go in on him for that because you like to see a guy who's willing to take and not afraid of the moment. But then This is where coaching come in. He does force the issue a lot, and it causes turnovers. I believe he had a lot of turnovers. I know I'm for sure. I'm gonna go check. He had 3 turnovers this game. A lot of a lot of passes was a little bit off. Poor shot selection. That's the reason why his percentage is down for most of the part. He'll dribble into traffic and just try to shoot over the players, and instead of just driving the traffic and passing it out, sprint back to the perimeter, get the ball back and reset. But he forces the issue a lot where he really doesn't need to force the issue. Again, he's 19 as well. Tony Parker didn't come into the league the finished article. When Tony Parker came to the league, I think at 19, he had to learn his way. And this is the same thing for these players. They're gonna have to learn their way. And they who better to have as your coach to guide you and to grow you to maximize your potential than Greg Popovich. So I'm not really concerned about Wesley shooting goals. I believe with Popovich coaching him, he can say, "Hey, you don't have to force the issue. This is what you need to do. In these situations, it's all about getting the better shot or the best shot." So he had a bad game, but I'm not going to lay it on him. As I've noticed that a lot of people doing on social media, they writing them off as they said on the telecast. I wouldn't write off a 19-year-old kid who plays like that. You see the potential there, and I think out of our draftees, he's been well. Obviously, Sohan ain't playing, but out of the draftees that's playing between him and Malachi, I feel more comfortable with Wesley because he's playing with the confidence, and that's something that you really need. It's okay if you got the skills and don't got the confidence, then what's the point of having the skills? He has the skills and the confidence, but he just got to get the mental side of the game. You got to not force the issue. Forcing unnecessary passes, dribbling to these lanes that's leading them to nowhere. But I did see him playing the passing lane well. He definitely can play the passing lane well. He picked up 2 steals from playing the passing lane, so that's something that is a positive on that. He's a willing defender. So I mean, I like Wesley. I think Wesley is a solid player, but it's a lot of the things they need to improve on. So far out of these 3 games, Days has stood out to me as the player of the team, the MVP of the team so far. He has been the most consistent player in the summer league. So I'm really excited about what they're going to do with Days. So what Pop in the front office going to do with Days because he's definitely a solid player. He plays hard. Now is he going again? Is he going to be this all-star type of player? Probably not. But you can't have a team out. Your whole team can't be full of all stars. So I'm not really concerned about that. I'm concerned about solid guys who can come in and give us some good hard minutes. And Days look like a solid guy that will probably be a solid pro that can give teams real good minutes. I like to see more of him. If he's going to be in Austin this year, I'm definitely going to be checking out a lot of Austin games, looking to see how his progression is. Probably going to be looking at Barlow because I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the he's going to be down in Austin. I don't see Barlow in the first team because we do got a lot of capable forwards in his position. We got Collins, we have Portal, we have Johnson. So we have a lot of good forwards there, and so and judging how he plays, he looks like he gotta have a lot to work on. So he has a lot to work on. Excuse me. So I can see him in Austin. Yeah. But yeah, so that was game 3 of the summer league, and I'm pretty impressed with a lot of things. There's a lot to work on as a team, defensively and offensively. But this is the first time these guys playing with each other. They probably after the summer league, most of them probably will still be playing with each other in Austin. They'll grow a chemistry. But yeah, it's a lot to be excited about. And please, because again, they said on a telecast that Wesley was getting a lot of criticism. Remember that he's 19 years old. Nobody come into this league 19 years old and light it up. Not everybody's LeBron James. Not everybody, well, Kobe Bryant didn't come into the league lighting it up. But not everybody's players. It takes time to develop. Tony Parker didn't come in and lighten it up. It took time for him to develop. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I just if I were y'all, I would say, look, this is a rebuild. We're not the same Spurs that we were, but it's still it's still things to be excited about. There's still a lot of things to be excited to watch. The guard position is definitely one of my favorite positions to watch this year with this team. If you watch Austin, or if you follow the Austin Spurs, Barlow is somebody you can follow to keep track of. I think Malachi is probably going to spend some time in Austin. There's another person, so it's a lot to be excited about this team, and I look forward to it. I'm looking forward to where this rebuild takes us. So that's all I have for today. I mean, for the night. I'll get back with y'all another day. Hopefully tomorrow. I'll probably do a video on Greg Popovich, because he also get a lot of criticism. He also been getting a lot of criticism lately. So I'll probably do a video tomorrow about that if I have time. But yeah, man, take it easy. Stay safe. Blessings to you and your family. Have a good night.